Canada has announced plans to recognize a Palestinian state in September, following similar commitments made by other G7 nations amid the worsening crisis in Gaza.
Canada intends to recognize the state of Palestine.
But Mark Carney's statement may have put Canada's ongoing trade negotiations with the US at risk. Here's what we know so far. Canada intends to formally recognize the state of Palestine at the upcoming United Nations General Assembly. But this decision comes with conditions.
This intention is predicated on the Palestinian Authority's commitment to much-needed reforms, including commitments by the Palestinian Authority's President Abbas to fundamentally reform its governance, to hold general elections in 2026 in which Hamas can play no part, and to demilitarize the Palestinian state.
Carney said the move was triggered by the expansion of Israeli settlements in the West Bank, which has dramatically worsened many Palestinians' humanitarian circumstances. He also expressed concern that the prospect of a Palestinian state was receding before our eyes. Approximately 147 UN members recognize a Palestinian state. Canada will become the third G7 nation alongside France and the UK to announce this stance.
I can confirm the UK will recognise the state of Palestine by the United Nations General Assembly in September, unless the Israeli government takes substantive steps to end the appalling situation in Gaza.
This announcement comes amid a rapidly deteriorating humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where Israel's blockade has caused severe shortages of essential supplies, including food and medication. At least 154 deaths related to malnutrition have been reported, most of them young children, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. Western leaders hope these recognitions will encourage stability and security in the region and pressure both sides to come to a peaceful solution. But not all key players have welcomed Canada's decision. Both US President Donald Trump and Israel's Foreign Ministry have condemned the Canadian Prime Minister's decision, saying the move was a reward for Hamas. Trump, who has also backed Israel's approach in the war, responded sharply on social media, stating that Carney's decision will make it very hard to finalize a trade deal. He's threatened to place a 35% tariff on Canadian exports if a new deal isn't completed by tomorrow, while Israeli authorities said that recognizing a Palestinian state harms the efforts to achieve a ceasefire in Gaza. But the Palestinian Authority's president has welcomed the historic decision. But what happens next? Canada's recognition will depend on the Palestinian Authority meeting Carney's key requirements. And with Canada and the US still actively negotiating a deal a day before Trump's Liberation Day tariffs start, it's unclear whether the tariffs will be imposed. As the UN General Assembly looms, Canada's move could risk escalating diplomatic and trade tensions.